Hello, everybody. Welcome back here on the channel on Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 44, being recorded on September 22nd, 2024. Your host, SMGFrenzy, with your co-host.
As an ADC, back with you with the Jersey edition today with us wearing our jerseys for respective teams. So, yeah, got a lot to talk about. A lot of pretty shocking stuff about, T1 Faker. In my opinion, don't you think?
That is true. It's not on the notes,
Uh,
but we will talk about it at the end of the esports section.
CDL, insane special talent release, which was insane. Don't know why, but we'll get to it when we get there. So, Mokhtar, kick us off with the first topic.
Yeah, of course, on our esports and gaming side, we'll start off with the Rocket League Championship Series World Championship Finals that happened actually about a week ago, where Team BDS, the defending, well, not defending, but now the defending European champions, won against North America's greatest hope, G2, 4-2 in the series. G2 was leading the series 2-0, and then essentially got reverse swept, unfortunately.
Yep.
It was it was a good series. It was very fun to watch. BDS now, I believe, is the only Rocket League organization to now have two World
Mm-hmm.
Championships in Rocket League. So congrats to Team BDS on that front. And hey, again, Rocket League, great esport. You want to make esports more well known to the general public? Show Rocket League as your initial. Olympics, I hope you're listening. Show Rocket League as your initial. It's easy for anyone to get into, even if they think games are for kids. Rocket League, easy. It's just car soccer. So,
Yeah, pretty much. I was watching it. I saw Fnatic go. I literally watched the end of map 2 when they. Well, not Fnatic. Why did I say Fnatic?
G2?
G2 go up 2-0. Like I saw them win the second game, and that was it. I'm like, oh, that's it.
Mm.
So I didn't bother tuning in to watch. And then I found out they got reverse swept. So
Yep.
sucks, but this is Rocket League.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, pretty exciting. Rocket League is been a pretty much a great introduction esport to get into, or like an esport to get into the scene of esports for the general public. Like you said,
Yeah.
too high. Oh,
Yeah, it's
shit.
too high. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Rocket League is a pretty good game to get into if you're trying to get into esports.
Mm.
Uh, if you watch soccer/football for you, the effers, yeah, Rocket League, soccer, car soccer, pretty much simple. It's pretty much if you watch soccer or football, you could pretty much get into Rocket League. It's same rules, regulation. Pretty intense though. A lot of very in the clutch moments.
Yep.
Pretty exciting. It's a good esport to watch. So
Absolutely.
it's a good esport to watch if as your first esport if you're trying to get into esport. And yeah, pretty good. So congrats to them on being the only team with two. And yeah, Rocket League Olympics advertise the game
Mm.
as your main focal game for the Olympics because it's pretty much gonna catch attention for everybody. And yeah, so
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess to move away from Rocket League, we hop over to Valorant, where Valorant's first ever championship winning team, Ascend Club, is leaving Valorant. Ascend Club, as I just stated, was the very first VCS champion, I think, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? Valorant's actually been around for a while, which is surprising. But Ascend Club ended up getting relegated in the region down to Tier 2, and they were struggling quite a bit. And they also had a kind of bad year again this year, and Ascend Club ended up putting out a statement about a week ago saying that they are going to leave Valorant as they don't think that the ecosystem, especially in Tier 2, is sustainable for organizations. And they think that the Tier 2 scene is going to be falling apart. And I'm assuming they're bringing up these concerns because, like, revenue sharing, where, like, Tier 1 teams have revenue sharing with skins and whatnot. Tier 2 teams tend not to be owned by Tier 1 teams, unlike in, like, other leagues, like the LCS, ironically, where, like, Team Liquid and other, like, FlyQuest have sister teams in the underleague, or even like the LCK, where T1 has T1 and T1 Academy. So they have revenue sharing all across those platforms. But since the Tier 2 scene in any sport isn't as watched, Ascend Club's like, this isn't worth it. We're not going to put any more money into the scene. It's more financially responsible for us to leave. I think people were just surprised that Ascend Club called out Valorant, especially since Valorant's still a very young esport, so there's a lot that it could change. But it is a shame that we're losing already the very first winner. Like, you don't really see this in any other league where you win one, you may not win one again, but like you still have that notoriety. It's only been 4 or 5 years and they're just gone. But unfortunate situation all the way around.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but we've been noticing a lot of big orgs leaving due to, I guess, the structure of the league and how they're not financially stabilized or helping orgs in a way to maintain or like be stable. We've noticed that a lot across a lot of esports. Most teams leaving. They don't. I mean, a lot. It's the same thing. It's just they don't. There's no. What would you call it? Eco what?
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem that helps them in any way to maintain themselves or yeah. So I mean, we saw it with Apex. Apex was a big example,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened here, and it sucks that it's happening to Ascend. But you know, things happen, and hopefully, I mean, obviously, Valve's a young esports though; they're still learning.
Yep.
But they for because of the formula they have, well, the formula they have with League of Legends, just but the league is way it has a bigger audience because of the game, how they present the game to their audience. Valve is still pretty young, so they're still growing their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it sucks, but I mean, things happen, and it sucks that we're losing them.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So.
But we'll see who ends up essentially taking their spot and picking up that roster in the tier 2 Valorant scene.
Also, wait. I don't know if we talked about it. Did we talk about Ben 10's retirement?
No, we didn't. Yeah, one of the greatest Valorant players of all time, Tens on from Sentinels, announced his sudden retirement, which caught everybody off guard. I don't think anyone could have expected Tens of all people to retire,
He's
but
he was young, man. He's only 23.
yep.
But from what I got, he's been competing for a while. He competed in CS at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he said, I mean, he put his all in effort into his last season.
Yep.
So he has a good stable career. I think Sens is the only team to win two of them, two Valorant major big ones.
Yeah. The thing, Tens has done what a lot of LCS pros have done on the league side, like our biggest champions like Doublelift and Bjergsen, where they've retired despite still somewhat being near their prime and have now moved towards streaming. And that's also what Tens is doing. He's not going to be a full-time streamer. I'm assuming he's still going to be signed under Sentinels most likely as one of their content creators. And arguably he might be able to have a more stable income than where he was under Sentinels. Sentinels has not been the strongest Val team as of late. So
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much said it. I mean, he's noticed his YouTube views and how good they're doing, and it was like it was like a no brainer to him to like step away from the game. I mean, he's been playing for a while, but he was pretty young, 23. I mean, Shroud retired at 23 as well. So I mean, they were he was still good. Um, very it sucks because he was just barely he's in not even in you could say he was barely entering prime. He was in his prime, but he was still young, and I mean um yeah, I mean streaming and content creating is like has always has been good to him. So I mean, it was a no brainer.
yep.
Uh, it obviously it was hard for him to retire, but at least he's not struggling to figure out what's next. I mean, he pretty much knows what he has working for him while he was a pro,
Yep.
and he just now he could just go even harder and improve his content even more, or just establish himself his own proper brand
Mm-hmm.
away from competitive and the Sentinels org. So it's good. Congrats on a good career for him, man. I mean, still young, but I mean, I mean, I know you still had it and you have the passion,
Mm-hmm.
but when you know what's best, you got to just go for it. So congrats on the career, man. It was really good. Really,
Absolutely.
really
He
good
will
career.
go down as
Great
one of
career.
Val's earliest and greatest legends already in such a young esports scene. So, and he's still going to be around as a streamer. I'm sure Riot will let him like co-stream when they do VCS events. So he's still a very crucial person to the Valorant ecosystem.
Yeah.
But to move over to Valorant's sister league, League of Legends, in the LPL, some drama has arisen where LNG has had to sub in a player for Scout. Scout, one of LG's greatest players, is currently not eligible to leave China due to some contractual issues with his former org. And because of that, LNG was granted a last-minute special substitution by Riot to get JDG's Yago to be their sub until Scout gets his stuff figured out. Scout apparently seems all he has to do is pay whatever fine that his previous org wanted him to pay, and then once he's done that, Riot states that he has to go to Worlds in 72 hours or that he will be disqualified. So we'll see what happens. World starts literally this week when this actually comes out. Worlds would have started the day beforehand with the last Worlds qualifying series, actually, since that's being eliminated next year. But just some LPL drama happening in the background that nobody expected. Some people have been making jokes about it because JDD's Yago, ever since he started competing, he's never missed Worlds up until this year, and JDD didn't qualify this year. But now it seems he'll still be at Worlds regardless. So there is that much.
So let's just say he. I mean, he doesn't get to play, but he's still going to be over there as their sub player?
No,
Or
so
no?
if Scout gets approved, Yago will become immediately ineligible. So he'll just have to go home. But if Scouts, for
No, but
some
I would
reason,
assume they're practicing with Yago, right?
yeah, they would have to be.
Hmm.
All the teams, I believe, are already now in Europe. And the main reason why Yago got like accepted, because it's hard to like get visas to stay in the EU for a long time. And Yago, since he was already there recently, it was like, hey, makes sense, bring him over. We don't have to apply for a new visa for him already, anyways. So
Okay. Sucks. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Yago gets his shot.
I
And
guess
maybe they'll make the run with them, so.
that would be crazy.
But we'll see.
Exactly, we will
But
see. And to move over to another league, the CDL, one of COD's greatest casters, Miles Ross, got laid off recently, which is this is another one that's just a surprise to everybody. There was no reason to lay him off except for like budgetary reasons. I'm not sure if Activision plans to move into like a realm where I like he's still going to be on the broadcast, but he's not going to be paid out by Activision. He'll be commissioned per event, which allows him more flexibility to work on other leagues. Like he can go do a CS event, he can go do a Val event, he can go do a League event, but his main source of income is now gone. So I wonder if COD has seen what like League has been doing as well, because League also has done this in the LCS and LEC, where their main personalities they're no longer contracted. They just cut them out completely and said, "Hey, we'll pay you to do these events, but that's it." So I wonder if the CDL is moving in a similar format.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it sucks. I mean, he's there. He's the one who always does the grand finals for CODs.
Mhm.
It's just a great personality for their. Hoping this isn't the end of the CDL or of his CDL run. I don't know if they're gonna move over to like what they did with Maven and Merc, where they're just like you said, they're only invited to the events only.
Mhm.
I hope so because he's a really good caster. Great personality. He's really good vibes. Always they only talk good things about him. It sucks because he's as of right now he's the only one that has been revealed. I know there's gonna be more, but he's the main one that has been revealed. And it really does come to a shock. They shocked a lot of people at the CDO in the CDO um, era or not era, but scene
Yeah.
because it's just something you wouldn't expect. It sucks, man. Hopefully he could go do other stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe he could do some Halo. He would probably be really good at casting Halo. Um, I mean, we've seen Blaze do it. Blaze does COD and Halo, so wouldn't be surprised if he does something like that. I mean, he would be a great addition to Halo,
Yeah. Exactly.
especially. So hope for him hope for the best for him because man's a great talented, and wherever he ends up, he's gonna be absolutely amazing for them. So,
Yep.
but hopefully he's not away from the CDL because he's a really good caster for the CDL. But He's a caster. He's a good caster in general. So
Yeah,
uh, it sucks, man. But hope for the best. I wish him the best.
that is true. Yeah, same on my end. But to move on to less esports related topics, we go on to we talked about it actually at the beginning of this year. Palworlds, the Pokemon rival, the Pokemon killer. That's kind of went under the radar in the past few months. Nintendo said, yeah, not anymore recently, and actually filed a lawsuit against Palworlds claiming copyright infringement, stating that Palworlds designs and concepts are leeching off of Pokemon, and that, hey, you guys shouldn't be able to do that without paying us. So we'll see how that turns out. I think, as most people know, Nintendo has some of the fiercest, if not the fiercest lawyers and like lawsuit team in the world. They do not mess around with their IP. So, but Palworld can also get off by saying, "Hey, we're just a parody. That's why they look similar to you." But we'll see whatever ends up happening in court. I know Nintendo will be fighting for their life for this one, but I didn't think this is how we hear about Palworld in the news again, honestly.
It's just I think Nintendo should just worry about something else, man. I mean, just make a better game. That's the only reason why Power has been big because they're different. They're similar to Pokemon, obviously, but obviously we all know that. You know that
Yep.
they're similar, but it's just people are tired of the same old thing, and they don't come up with anything new. And Power was the thing that gave them a fresh breath, a fresh wait. What? How do you say a fresh of breath air?
A breath of fresh
There you go. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it just made people want to play something similar, even different, and it was just different from all the other ones. I mean, um, it sucks that they're gonna really go and fight this out.
Yep.
But I mean, Power. I mean, it's just the only reason why it got popular because people were just tired of playing the same old Pokemon. Nothing new to it. Same old.
That's the thing.
Um, and people just want something different, and then this is Power game that, and now it's now becoming an issue.
Hmm.
Um, hopefully they come with an agreement or settle it, but because Power Up don't deserve it, they don't. They haven't been really. I mean, you can say they've been, but they're not really like Pokemon or like Nintendo to make a better Pokemon game, bro. It's not that hard.
They can, but the thing is that they know people will buy their games regardless.
I know,
So
but if you want more people to actually play it or bring back fans you've lost,
yeah.
it's just to make it just change it up, give it something different. It's just the same old thing, and it gets bland. You know, that's why if you notice, COD has evolved, Halo's evolved. It's the same game, but it's been evolved to different styles now.
Hmm.
Um, so you can't really say, well, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? But obviously, COD has realized, hey, or Halo 2, what can we do to change the game up a little bit, but keeping it the same thing that we're used to?
Yep.
Movement, time errors. Obviously, Halo, we can't say time errors because they're all in the future. But the movement system is what? Like, think about when Halo first came out to what Halo's now.
Yep.
You couldn't run. You couldn't mantle. You couldn't super jump. You couldn't. You were just a
Slide,
stick.
grapple, all that stuff.
Same with COD. You really didn't move much. You just ran and pretty stale. I mean, movement was pretty basic. It looked like you were playing it on the Nintendo, the Game Boy, and then obviously they changed it. Halo 3 came out. Were you able to run in that game too or no?
No,
No,
Halo
Halo
Reach,
4
Reach.
Reach
Yeah.
Reach, and then was what changed the game. And then COD introduced jetpacks. That 3 year era, and then the movement canceling this and that. They've done something different while keeping the same game, keeping their audience, and bringing in new people. That's what people want. We want our game still, but we want it a different thing. We just don't want to have the same boring concept.
Yeah.
But Pokemon or Nintendo just don't do that, and that's why people went to Power. I really hope they could come to an agreement, just go the separate ways, or do something, because it's just there's no point of going to court for this. It's just Nintendo, just do better, bro, because it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But I hope it doesn't cause Palworld to get shut down. I really hope they don't go into that spot, because it sucks. But we'll see when we have more details on it in the later weeks.
No, exactly. We'll be following what ends up happening with Palworld. I think it would be a shame if it was to be shut down because it has grown its own community, and the game markets itself as a parody of Pokemon. That should already protect it on its own because parodies are allowed to exist in the way that they are. You have parodies of the Teletubbies, you have parodies of Mickey Mouse, you have parodies of Five Nights at Freddy's. That all exist without being challenged by like Scott Cawthon or Disney or whatever. Like
You you would have hoped that Palworld gives Pokemon some type of rub in a way, because
Mhm.
it's a parody. You want to see, whoa, whoa, well, this character looks like some character from Pokemon. Let me go see.
Yeah.
You would expect it to give it a little bit of a rub, helping them out. I just hope they come to an agreement. I hope Power doesn't get shut down, dude. But Nintendo are gonna find a way to. They want to be the top competitors, and
Yeah.
and it sucks. This is what happens when you get challenged by another company. But that just when you get challenged, you just gotta fight back with a better game. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Just don't go and sue people. Just go make a better game. That's all it is.
No, yeah, it's pretty
But
simple, but we'll have to see what ends up since this lawsuit has only started 4 or 5 days ago from when we're recording this. So this will be a half a year, if not years long, case that will happen between these two teams,
yeah,
unfortunately. But some topics I didn't add to the our schedule today. We have first Carmine Corps, the French giant super esports team, opened their arena the past week to massive appraisal. They were going absolutely insane. They're one of the most passionate esports fans in the world. You can compare them to like fans of like the Bundesliga or like the fans of League One in France. Like they're crazy, but it's cool. And like they're one of the first Western esports teams to own their own arena. Like this is usually only common in like China and Korea, but now seeing it in the West, hopefully it is sustainable for Carmine Corps because I know they'll be hosting some of their events there, and they'll also be opening it up to like concerts from artists and like different ice skating events, plays, circuses, whatever. So hopefully this will be a successful revenue generator also for an esports team for them to make money in a different way. And if it works for like a team that is like K Core tends to be in like tier two in most leagues besides a few. So if it works for like a generally a tier two team, imagine what the big league teams could do. Like I know
I
Optic owns their arena in Dallas, I believe.
think so.
The esports
Okay.
arena that they purchased, yeah.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
this will be like another way to see if you see these two giants that are on different ends succeed in it, maybe more teams will also do that. And we'll see like esports arenas open in Atlanta with FaZe or some in LA with another team or whatever. So
Hopefully, this is going into a new era or a revolution of orgs investing money into an arena
yeah.
or a stadium, or however you want to, and profit off, just not from esports, but from the general public.
Mhm.
Have them be able to host events. You'll profit off of it. Stuff like that. So it could be another way besides trying to make it just off esports related events. You could, like you said, open it up to the public. For people to host concerts, events, stuff like that. So it'll cause people to hey, like, yo, this place is a good place to host some concerts. You should definitely go and then get more rub. You don't have to just benefit off esports events and your team. So hopefully we are heading to that new type of, I guess, or mainly ours head into that type of change or new. How can I say, a new way of generating money besides esports
Mhm.
events and merchandise. So, but yeah, congrats to them. It's not a common thing, and like you said, it was only mainly China and stuff like that. So congrats on them. I mean, I hope they do amazing things and they profit off of it because you know it's a big milestone for their org. So
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely. And I guess to move on to final topic for esports gaming. This one's still a bit more controversial because this is focusing on Dr. Disrespect, who has now come back for full-time streaming on YouTube again after his admittal of doing certain things and then deleting it and then coming back and being like, actually, I didn't do this and it's not illegal, whatever I did. And now he's back like nothing ever happened. He's still getting thousands of viewers, unfortunately. He's still as popular as ever, unfortunately. It seems that most people have just kind of just. I don't think people are collaborating with him anymore, as far as I can tell, but he's still able to sustain his own ecosystem, which is the unfortunate part. But we'll see how long the doc has left on YouTube as a streamer. It seems for at least the foreseeable future, there will be a lot of time left for him, unless another groundbreaking evidence, proof, whatever it is, comes against him. This should have already been the nail in the coffin, but surprisingly it wasn't, which is bizarre. So,
If it was gonna be somebody, it would be him. I
yeah,
don't know how he does it, but we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see where his resurgence or how long it's gonna last. So
yeah,
I doubt
exactly.
it'll last long. I'll give him till the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be more stuff to come out eventually, especially if he's gonna try to play it off like nothing happened. So we'll start seeing more people come out and try to get rid of him completely.
Yeah,
It's just I don't know how he does it, but yeah,
yep,
I don't know. I mean, obviously he won't get signed with any streaming platform at all. Maybe Kick, because Kick does just sign anybody.
that is true,
But
unfortunately.
I mean, I doubt it though. We'll see.
Yep,
We will see. I don't. I mean, I don't really got much to say about this topic.
true.
He shouldn't be relevant still, but he finds a way. But it shouldn't.
No, yeah.
It shouldn't last long, in my opinion. So
Wait and see. By December, we'll report if he gets booted or not. But I guess. Oh yeah, one more thing. I guess for esports gaming. League fans, Worlds I said starts on this Thursday. So when this episode goes live, but the day before this Wednesday, the World's Anthem drops. I think everybody knows that it's Linkin Park that's making the song this year. It's called Heavy as the Crown. Obviously, this video will be focused on Faker and his team winning Worlds last year, because you know how heavy the crown is on Faker's head, having 4 championships now. So, very excited to see what Linkin Park delivers on this track.
come on, man. The Lil Nas X like do a good job, man. I started growing up to the song more.
No, they did.
We'll see.
But you know, we got because Linkin Park just re-debuted this year, and they have a lot of members that are also fans of League, and I believe that they're even working on the Arcane soundtrack for the season 2 of Arcane. So I'm not surprised that they're also doing the World song. So I'm excited to see what they got. Hopefully it is good. Music videos also got to be good because it's basically going to be about Faker for the most part, and then his team will be unfortunately background characters, but we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah. And moving on to general news. More controversy. Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul debuted.
What
their
controversy?
That's what I'm about to tell you. They debuted a Lunchables competitor called Lunchly. This this Lunchables competitor will have basically the same items as Lunchables, but assumably healthier, and instead of having like a juice box or whatever, it would have a little prime bottle that your kids can be drinking at school. So a lot of people were like, yo, Mr. Beast has always been about healthy things for kids. You know, Feastables was supposed to be healthy, and then they realized Feastables was actually not any healthier than any other chocolate bar in the world. In fact, it actually was some less healthy than even some of America's chocolate bars. Prime obviously isn't healthy. But kids will have Prime. So Lunchables, will it be healthy? No. But will Lunchly be healthy? No, because Lunchables itself also isn't healthy. So people like Mr. Beast, you could have done anything else. And also Lunchables is like eaten by such a small demographic of people that either too lazy to make food, that's the cheapest thing they can buy to get food, or a combination of both.
What are you trying to say, man? Lunchables is great.
Lunchables was great when I was 5. Me is 23, not anymore.
Bro, I used to think Lunchable was a flex in school. That's a 4 year, 5, 6 year old. I was like, I
Lunchables was
got it.
like creative, like, let me take my cracker, let me take my cheese and my little turkey slice.
I still, look, at 23, 22, I think last year I had Lunchables for like a month straight as my breakfast for work. And yeah, I didn't hate myself. But crackers and cheese and ham in the morning
You know what that's called? A charcuterie board.
for children.
Yeah.
For children.
But
So
which one?
they.
Ironically, an actual charcuterie board is probably healthier than Lunchables because those turkeys and stuff are packed with sodium like crazy.
Oh, I know. I know. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make money. And they didn't make a lot of money. I'm gonna be honest with you. The name, those three YouTubers. Well, but besides like the controversial aspect of Logan,
Yep.
they're gonna make money. I mean, Prime. You saw Prime how big it got. Even the thing is terrible. No, not terrible. I'm not gonna say, but it's just so sugary.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm drinking cough syrup, or like not cough syrup, syrup.
Syrup, yeah. It's not great. And now saying, hey, 5-year-old kid going to school, here's some Prime in the morning. Kids are already super restless beings. Now we just inject them with Prime while they're at school. They're gonna be
The
insane.
chocolate.
It's gonna be so
And
bad.
who knows what they're gonna put as the main entree?
I mean, it's just Lunchable options. So one of them is like the turkey cheese cracker. One of them is like the little pizza. Like it's exactly what Lunchables is doing now.
The sub one was the best one. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, what? Am I wrong? I think the sub one was better than any other ones.
It's fine. But well, hey, me and you will do a review of Lunchly and post it on the channel, letting people know
Yes,
what we think.
we'll do like those MREs or MRIs, whatever. What are those things called?
MRIs.
Yeah, we should do that too.
No, you
Let's
were right. MREs. Yeah, MREs.
we'll do that. We'll upload them. We'll order some. Or when the lunchy bowls, whatever they're called, the lunchies or
Lunchlys.
whatever, the Mr. Beast box, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna try them. We're
That
gonna
is.
be. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know if we're gonna do it in like us two in a room together, or
Hey,
we're just gonna eat in front of a camera.
we'll see what happens. But yeah,
But yeah,
we will review those.
trash.
We'll see. To bring it on over to the weather side, if you're living in the southeast in the states of Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, keep an eye out on the weather for the next week, as there's a potential that we might get hit by a tropical storm or hurricane, especially in our region. So, no fear, just keep an eye out. If something happens, just stay home, you know?
And if you watch college sports, pray for UGA because holy,
Please, please do.
please pray. I'm not saying that they can't win, but it's what after happened last week, and if they're gonna, we'll see.
UGA
But
plays Alabama after this video goes out.
and we're gonna see how. I'm hoping for a good game. I'm hoping a close down to the last drive game. I don't care who wins. I just want a good game.
Jesus, okay.
I actually do. I'm not gonna be biased this time. I actually want a good game. It's gonna be. It's probably this is gonna be the first time they played. Well, they play each other, and that's not a bowl game.
Yep.
Or yeah.
Which is crazy, but here we are.
So, if you're a UJ fan and you a Bama fan, pray because
Pray for us, man. We need
you're
it.
gonna lose your lives.
Someone's
in your
dying.
mind.
But Bama has home turf though, so someone's getting killed on that Saturday. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah. And then
So
I feel like I'm missing something else. Oh, Atlanta United fans, we are on life support. We've played 2 games and have tied twice. Sure, it's against teams that are better than us, but like we can do better. We can do so much better than what we're doing. We played against Miami without Messi and like still tied. What are we doing? Breathe some life.
We tied this week.
You tied last week.
They got a game this coming Wednesday and Saturday, so it's win out to make the playoffs. But for what for the situation they are with no head coach and no key good star players,
Mm-hmm.
There's good players. Don't get me wrong, they're all good players, but there's no superstar.
Yeah.
We got rid of all of them in the same year. We got rid of 3 of our stars in a year.
I mean, we look
What?
like we're on like life support right now, so it's surprising that we're even hanging where we are.
Who did we get rid of? Our general manager? No. What's the board of directors?
No, I think you were. Let's see, Atlanta United.
His name is Boca something. You sent me an article about it.
Yeah, I don't remember what his.
I forgot what his job title.
role
Anyways,
was.
he sucked at it. I'm surprised we had him for this long. He only was good because he had goddamn Joseph Martinez, Almiron, goddamn superstar players, and now all of them are gone.
Yep.
There's only 2 players left from our championship team that was goddamn so long ago. And yeah.
It was the vice president of Atlanta United, Carlos Bocanegra. So.
Trash.
And right before him, I think did we release who was it? Thiago Almada, Miles Robinson, all of these people.
Miles Robinson left at the beginning of the year, but Thiago Almada, Caleb Williams, Guamaki, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So we got rid of a lot. So.
Our best player right now is our oldest player, Brad Guzan, our goalie.
No, he's not our best player.
Clean. Oh, well.
It's Saba time, baby.
I know.
Saba, he is gross. He's really good. Thank God. If we get rid of him, we're done.
Hey, Atlanta fans, just listen.
Hey, if you're from Atlanta, wait. If you're from Atlanta, at least donate $5 to Atlanta United so we can get somebody. Because we ain't got no money.
They're one of the richest teams in the MLS.
Yeah, because we sold everybody, dude. Why the fuck do we not? If we don't, this offseason, if we don't make the playoffs,
yeah,
I need them to spend money. I need them to go get. They're not gonna get any players from Saudi League because they're paying those guys with oil money.
Yeah.
So don't even bother.
No, but we have what do we have? We have Home Depot money. That's some big money. Arthur Blank money? That's some big money, you know? I'm just saying.
We don't got shit. We don't got nobody. We don't go get a coach.
We'll poach a Premier League coach. We'll poach a Premier League player, and then the rest of our players will come from South and Central America. That's what we usually do these days, so that's probably what's gonna happen.
The first 3-4 years of Atlanta United were the best years. When was the year? 2017. So 2017 they didn't. 2018 they won the championship, but literally a year after being formed, they went on to the semis and almost made it to the finals. They won a Copa. They won a tournament. They won 2 tournaments after that. I think they won a US Open. They won like 4 tournaments after the MLS Cup. So, and that was it. We can't even make playoffs, or we can't even compete in the US Open against these Division 2 leagues.
Yep.
Like what?
It's crazy, man. But
shout out to Messi though. You are the reason why I didn't go to that Miami game, because you was hella expensive.
Hey, man, people will watch or go just for him, so.
I was going to go when they were still cheap, and then when they announced that he was traveling to Atlanta, they went up even more.
Yeah.
It's insane, but yeah. From like you said, let's get back onto, if you're in the South area or South side of the United States, just be aware of the weather. The weather is going to be really hectic these next couple days.
Yep.
Or have already happened.
Yep.
So yeah, just be aware and be safe.
Yeah.
What matters.
I also wanna.
And
I forgot to add one thing on the esports side. So starting next year, the LCK will have a pay cap for all players. Basically, a team cannot pay more than 70% of their revenue towards a player. So this will like lower salaries for almost every player except for a few that got exemptions. A few means players like Deft, who is retiring, and Faker, who is not retiring. Faker,
well, wow, we don't know yet.
as far as this,
If y'all watch the documentary, shout out Control. If you watch the documentary,
it's the other thing I'm about to talk about.
it pretty much got sad. Mock Turk started crying. I've
Uh,
never seen a grown man cry.
wait.
But
You've
go
seen me
ahead.
cry before, but we'll talk about the documentary after this. But yeah, they basically for legacy players that already had a high pay cap, the teams can supply like Faker and Def. Theirs will not get like reduced, but Def is already leaving, so this basically only applies to Faker. And the reason that this was big news is because there was news that Faker's salary, which was I believe 6 to 7 million this year, was Faker's singular salary is able to currently purchase all of Gen G right now. That's how much this man is making. The whole
He
Gen G
make
roster could be bought by T1 right now.
he makes more money than his teammates combined.
Yeah,
But it just makes sense. I mean, decorative star. No one like him. No player will ever be like him ever again.
yep,
Uh, in game knowledge and sense out of this world. No wonder he's considered the GOAT of League of Legends. He will always be considered the GOAT. No one's gonna catch up to him in accolades, and I don't think so. Um, and no one's making as much money as him anyway. So
exactly.
take care of that man while you can, leave, because once he's gone, your views are gonna be in
They're gonna
shambles.
hurt, which is why the T1 documentary movie that Red Bull helped produce that came out a few days before we're recording this highlighted how Faker's time might be shortening, unfortunately, because his wrist injury, what we thought would have been maybe minor when he took his break, seems to be a more actual serious thing where he like legitimately cannot feel his hand after playing for a certain amount of time, and the pain is like radiating more so up his arm now. So it's just how long left do we have with Faker? And it's unfortunate this might be the thing that puts his career short. I know it wasn't short compared to like literally anyone else, but like to cut his career short not when he wants to, but if he has to. And I know that will eat at him for a while because League is a tasking game. He plays it more than anyone else, which is why we're not surprised he got this injury. But it's unfortunate that for him to even get to this skill, his body was like, I can't do this anymore. You know?
Look, you might think it's like after watching that documentary, I was really you was really hoping they wouldn't make Worlds. Maybe he could get some time to relax it a little bit. Obviously, this is a long term injury that is not gonna go away. It's the injury that literally ends a lot of pro gamers' careers.
Yep.
It's what mainly how people. That's why most players are retire at 26, 28.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even old, bro. That's pretty young. But in the gaming aspect, that's like because of how much wear and tear you throw into your hands. Those are the what that help you be the best at what you do. So those are what you got to maintain. And obviously, these guys stream some of them stream 5, 6 hours nonstop, and then they practice what a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours off of it, and then some players like to play games off stream on themselves. So they average maybe a good amount, 16, 17 hours a day, just nonstop gaming, depending on the player. But obviously, think of that of doing that for a year straight. It'll take a toll, and hopefully, I just hoping that he finds a different way or style for him to adapt to, where it doesn't take too much of a toll, or he doesn't really need to go hard as he used to because he's already accomplished way too much. Because there's we saw the videos of that one video of him trying to when he was dead, he was scooping out all his teammates and he was just flicking back and forth between all his teammates in like a matter of milliseconds.
No, that he wasn't even dead in that video.
I guess
He
see.
was playing while doing all of that.
Yeah, so hopefully, hopefully what we watch is just from last year, and hopefully he's gotten better from then. But I don't know.
No, he's mentioned it in
Yeah,
interviews this year because he's like he had less of a break this year because you had spring split, you had MSI. Instead of the break between MSI and summer split, he had to go straight to Esports World Cup, and then straight into summer split, and then now straight into Worlds. So he's been playing almost nonstop this entire year. Almost every month has had practice scrims and actual tournament events. And next year probably will be worse now because you have winter split now, new event, spring split, MSI, Esports World Cup, summer split, Worlds. It's probably going to be worse.
uh, look, I just hope that once if they okay, I hope they make the run and win it all again. But if they get eliminated early or somewhat a little late, Faker needs to not touch the game until they start practicing again.
Mm.
He needs to at least try to maintain his hand. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, people have probably told him, like, "Yo, just like when your season's over, just relax. Don't, you know, it was just gonna help a lot more." Um, it sucks to think that a player like that is gonna get his career shortened just due to injury.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's an injury that's plagued a lot of pro players because of how much wear and tear you do to your hands. Um, but we'll see. If you're a Faker fan, you're hoping, you hope that he wins it all, but you're really praying that he gets the well rested he needs to be able to play for a little longer. But we'll see. I mean, watching the video was pretty uncomfortable. Even you sent me the video. It looked, it hurt you. It hurt me a little bit, because a player like that, he's just dominant, but you don't know how much wear and tear he does to himself to be that caliber of a player. So, um, hopefully, hopefully, you're praying for two things. You pray that he gets the win because you don't know if he'll get another, and he'll ever make it back to that finals again. We don't know. It took him a while to get back.
Yeah.
Um, but you're also hoping he gets the break and well rested he needs for his hand to be able to play a little longer. So we'll just see where it goes, and how they do. But we'll see.
Absolutely. I think with that, that's it for our podcast this week. So if you want to close this out.
With that being said, I've been a T1 supporter for less than 2 years. So go watch Worlds. Hope go root for your team. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. Comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like about the podcast. Follow our social down below, and watch our other videos. Watch that Black Ops 6 video. Mock Turn makes the return to COD. It's a good video.
Thank you for your
Hope
support on
y'all
that
enjoy
video.
it. Thank y'all. We really do. And yeah. With that being said, we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.